Ding, ding, you guys, welcome back. Sorry I missed you guys this past Wednesday night on the Turnbuckle Times 10 Count podcast for the Dynamite recap. But I am here tonight to give you guys the Rampage recap, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Before I start, I want to make sure please rate, review, subscribe, share. We've been stuck on this number of like 75 subscribers for several weeks now. Y'all help us out. Get us those 25. Let's push us to 100. We're going to do another giveaway. We've already talked about it on our live streams. Hit it. Just beat the devil out of the subscribe button. Tell a friend. If you're subscribed, tell a friend. If they're subscribed, have them tell a friend. Steal a friend's login. I don't care. For however you can, just subscribe to the podcast, okay? So with that being said, the good, the bad, and the ugly of AEW Rampage tonight. So first, before we say anything, this Rampage that you could kind of tell it was pre-recorded. Dynamite was in Cincinnati on Wednesday. Rampage was in Cincinnati as well. Tony Khan had talked that this was something that was going to happen every once in a while, that they were going to record maybe before, more than likely after Dynamite, kind of get that captive audience and be able to kind of continue through with it. Thus why when you do look at that, it gives a decent explanation as to why the matches worked the way that they did. There was only 3 matches tonight. 3 matches. That's it. The good first match, you guys. Just check out the thumbnail. Look at the cover for this video. Andrade de Ilo, Pac. Should have been a pay-per-view match. Showed like a pay-per-view match. Rampage is only an hour long, you guys, and this match was every bit of 20 minutes. Almost half the show. Andrade looked fantastic again. I wish he would wrestle more. It's only the second time since he's been AEW that he's actually gotten into the ring and wrestled. This one's been building for a while. Pac is Pac. He's amazing. When he's in the ring, I mean, Child's Crinton, holy shit. I mean, it was a great match. It was fantastic. I still have a problem with Andrade's ring attire. I don't like the khaki pants. That's a personal preference. It's just me. But he looked fantastic. So there was a spot where, as you watch this, they are setting something up. I think they are setting up the inevitable debut of the one, the only Ric Flair. That's what I think. Because at the end of this match, Andrade, unhappy that Chavo, and that's kind of a bad part too. The match was fantastic. I didn't like the ending. It worked for the heelish, but Andrade was not happy that Chavo hit Pac with the tablet. And he turned on him and decked him, knocked the taste out of his mouth, and basically left him to Pac and the Lucha Brothers to just be beaten down. And so he's gone, which is interesting to me too, because Andrade is probably working on his 3rd manager. He has more managers than he has matches in AEW at this point, which is disappointing. But it was a great first match. It really kind of got you going, got you excited. Then, the not bad, but kind of the ugly. I wasn't a huge fan of the Darby Allin Sting promo with Shawn Spears and all of that. I was not a fan. I like Darby Allin coming out and being, calling Shawn Spears a piece of shit. Like, that's always great. Sting doing what Sting does. Tony Blanchard being out there. But it just kind of felt weird. Shawn Spears pulls him out. It's setting up a match. Obviously, that match is going to take place on Dynamite next week. Setting up a lot of things. It seemed to almost set up a lot of things for the future on this episode. So I wasn't a huge fan. I'm going to go bad with that. Another good, I enjoyed the 6-woman tag match. I've enjoyed what they're doing with Ruby Soho. I've enjoyed the push that she's got. You can see like the joy when she comes out. She's so excited at the reaction of the fans. She's not used to that. She has said that. She said when she came out for the Casino Battle Royal, she's not used to being like limelight. Like, boom, there it is, right here. And she is. Do I think that she's going to beat Britt Baker eventually? I don't know. I mean, we know how AEW does things. AEW has 4 pay-per-views a year. They have a ton of special dynamites. You know, they've got the big Grand Slam one from Arthur Ashe coming up in a few weeks. That's probably where that match is going to take place. We also know that they made the announcement Cody will be fighting Malachi, which scares the shit out of me because I think Cody's probably going to beat Malachi, which will completely kill any push he has. So I don't know. But going back to Ruby, I liked Ruby. Statlander's awesome. Britt Baker's amazing. Jimmy Hayter is like a powerhouse. Rebel. And then honest to God, you know, the other woman in the tag match, I'm trying to remember her name and it escapes me right now. She was fun. So it was a fun match to watch. It was interesting. Who won is who I thought should win. They're continuing the push for Ruby. Like I said, I don't know if that's going to result in her actually winning the title because they love them some Britt Baker. Speaking of Britt Baker, the 2 short little promos, little vignettes of Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson. Loved them both. Obviously, we're going to see Adam Cole fight on Dynamite next week for the first time, so that's exciting. Don't really know when we're going to see Bryan Danielson, but it's coming. My guess would be it's going to be at Arthur Ashe Stadium on the special edition of Dynamite. So that's mark your calendars. That's where I think that one's going to take place. Those were both good. I got to do it. Like the ugly for me was the main event. I mean, first of all, for those who watch this, no, I freaking hate the Acclaim. Cheap knockoffs of John Cena from back in the day, cheap knockoffs of Road Dogg and the New Age Outlaws. I can't stand them. And I definitely don't like Caster. And you put him in a match against Brian Pillman Jr., and I get what you're doing with it. Brian Pillman Jr. is from Cincinnati. His dad is from Cincinnati. His dad is a Cincinnati legend on top of being a wrestling legend. And you're looking for that boost. And he got the win. Rightfully so, family at the side, great. He did not look ready for a main event. He didn't look ready to be in the main event scene. Neither one did. The crowd did not seem into it whatsoever, which was kind of surprising. Which makes me nervous too because he's issued a challenge to MJF for that Dynamite show in Arthur Ashe. And I just don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready to actually compete at that level yet. And so the match it didn't flow right, didn't look right, didn't seem right. I hated that that's the way that the show ended. So for me coming out of this show, it made that Rampage. This is the first Rampage. We've come to expect more. Rampage has seen the massive debuts. Obviously, the CM Punk, you know, on the second show. The first show is Christian Cage beating Kenny Omega. Like, they had these massive matches, and it wasn't there tonight. It wasn't there. They have all the momentum in the world, and I just didn't like the way that this one ended. So I would give this show on September 10th a C. So if you're liking what you're seeing, making sure, please rate, review, subscribe, share. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, Turnbuckle Times. Make sure that you're paying attention to, if you like AEW, that's me. If you like our live streams, we did top 5 factions. We did top 10 finishers. We're going to do some tag team stuff. That's all exciting. If you like WWE, make sure you're checking out Adam on his Turnbuckle Times 10 count, TBT 10 count for the WWE shows. He does a fantastic job when it comes to that stuff too. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, thank you so much. I got nothing else, you guys. I will catch you guys after Dynamite next week. Peace.